Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the opportunity for me, and I would like to present the mini research. And I would like to introduce myself. My full name is Fitriyah Hidayati. Today, I would like to present about the research, and the title is Improving Student Speaking Skill Through Communicative Language Teaching Technique and Learning Style at the second grade student of SMK Muhammadiyah for Surakarta. I would like to give thanks to my lecturer, is Professor Dr. SUJITO M.Pd, and the subject is English Advanced. And today I would like to present the material. First, talk about the introduction. Speaking is active use of language to produce information and meaning. Speaking is a complex process of oral communication that needs many skills, including listening, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. And then talk about the causes of the student low speaking skill are as follows. The first, the student not having enough time in practicing speaking. The second, the student not having enough vocabulary. Next, the student not having interest in speaking because of uninteresting teaching method. And the last one, the student not being able to relate the speaking content to their real life. Okay, talk the second variable, communicative language teaching. CLT believe as a set of principles about the goal of language teaching, how learners learn a language, the kind of classroom activity that best facilitate learning, and the role of the teacher and learners in a classroom, based on research 2006. Many techniques in CLT, but I choose role play. Why? The researcher choose role play because this technique provides the opportunity to practice the target language in various social contexts. Okay, and then next, the significance of learning style. Designing course material based on student preference toward a certain learning style would enable students to overcome difficulty that may arise when facing problems related to the learning style. When designing a course, teacher must get attention to the student need. As we know that English as a second and foreign language to the student, furthermore, the teacher should use variety method and strategy based on the difference of student learning style. Okay, based on the research, the researcher used there is a problem. First, can communicative language teaching technique and learning style improve the student speaking skill? And then this study aimed to analyze whether the implementation of CLT and learning style can improve the student speaking skill. Okay, talk about the literature review. I would like to explain the first variable is communicative language teaching, or CLT. The type of classroom activity proposed in CLT also implied new rule in the classroom for the teacher and the learners. Learners now had to participate in a classroom activity that were based on cooperative rather than individual approach to learning, based on research 2006. And then talk about the characteristic of CLT is focuses on the aspect of structural and functional of the language and combines this into more fully communicative model. Yeah, based on Littlewood in Farid 2015. And then talk about the techniques. Yeah, techniques of CLT is role play. This technique provides the opportunity to practice the target language in various social contexts. Okay, next we will discuss about learning style. In learning English, people use different ways to acquire the language. Some people tend to learn through reading textbook. Other people prefers to listen to audio tapes, and others learn best when they are involved in the activity. Those different way of learning called as learning style. So learning style are divided the way in which individual acquire, retain, and retrieves information. Okay, we have some types of learning style, but the researcher choose rate perceptual learning style preference and talk about this perceptual learning style preference. We have some kind. First, visual major learning style. The second one, auditory major learning style. Third, kinesthetic major learning style. And then tactile major style, individual major learning style, and the last one, group major learning style. Okay, I would like to explain one by one. Talk about the visual major learning style, it focuses on visual. And then auditory major learning style, it focuses on auditory. And then kinesthetic major learning style, it focuses on kinesthetic or moving. Yeah. And then tactile major, it's learned best when they have the opportunity to do hand-on experiences with the new material. And next, individual major learning style. Those students with a strong individual learning style preference learn best when they work alone. Okay. And next, this learner like when the teacher give an individual written assignment. Yeah, this is the example of individual major learning style. And the last one, we talk about the group major learning style in sharp contrast to the previous individual major learning style. Those prefers group learning style learn more easily when they study with at least one other student. Yeah. Okay, the last one we talk about speaking skill, the last variable. Speaking need not only the learner's understanding about the way to produce the linguistic competence such as grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, but also comprehension about the social-linguistic competence such as when, why, and how to speak. And then 3 components of the speaking. The first one, accuracy, fluency, comprehensibility. Yeah, I think it's very clear. Next, talk about the methodology. This study use classroom action research, and then technique of collecting the data is test, and then technique of analyzing the data, planning, implementing, observing, and reflecting. Talk about the result and discussion. I would like to present about the result, the relationship about the CLT and the speaking. Based on the study, it was stated that the student enjoy in doing role play technique. This activity is more interesting and it encourages them to use the language more. Students can experience the target language in the context to learn how to interpret and exchange meaning for the real-life communication. CLT learners are now had to participate in multiple settings, and the student create the interaction and use language freely. And then talk about the role play. Yeah, what is the relationship about role play and speaking skill? In role play, the student more confidently and they do not shy, expand, and to practice their English. CLT practice the student to improve the communicative skill. It can enhance the student speaking ability. By CLT, student will speak English very freely with communicative atmosphere. And the second result, learning style and the speaking. There are many learning styles which provide fun activity and creative, but it also not provide this fun and creative, even give pressure the student in the learning. The different learning method used will affect student achievement and skill mastery, either using cooperative learning or learning individual. And then the characteristic of speaking, which requires several elements, which emphasizes on practicing and doing some interaction, will be achieved well by implementing cooperative learning. Because cooperative learning style facilitates the student to develop the characteristic of speaking skill, so they are to learn speaking effectively. And the last one, I would like to give conclusion. CLT, communicative language teaching and learning style, play a very important role in determining student learning achievement and skill. Yeah, based on the analysis of the data, CLT is a better implement to the student to improve and increase the student speaking skill. Besides that, the implementation of learning style affected student learning achievement and skill mastery. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much about the presentation, and we'll continue about the discussion session. Okay, thank you. I would like to answer some questions. Ya, the first one. Ya, ini ada pertanyaan dari Bu Novi. Ya, the first question. There are many kind of technique of CLT. Why do you choose role play? Yes, I would like to try to answer Bu Novi's question. There are many kind of technique in CLT, role play, and then informational gap, etc. But why the researcher choose this technique? Because there are some reason to use role play in language class. Yes. First, through role play activity, a very wide variety of the experiences can be brought into the classroom. The second one, by using role play, the teacher can train the student in speaking skill in any situation. And then the third one, role play puts students in the situation in which they are required to use and develop the language. And the next reason why the researcher choose this technique, students can try out the experiment with the language friendly and safe environment in the classroom. And next, role play can help many shy students by providing them with a mask. And the last one, why I choose the technique, the students are deliberated by role play as they no longer feel that their own personality is implicated. Okay, and thank you Bu Novi about your question. And the second one, I would like to answer Pak Yanto's question. Why CLT technique and learning style can improve student speaking skill? Okay, nice question, and I would like to try to answer the question. Based on the research, the result of the study, the first one, the CLT was appropriate implemented to improve the student speaking skill because CLT lead the student practice communication with the others. And then especially for role play. And the second one, learning style influences student learning process. The learning style helps the student to improve and to enhance the speaking skill. This study concluded that the communicative language teaching CLT and learning style are giving much benefit and effect student learning achievement in this case speaking skill. Okay, thank you Bu Novi and Pak Yanto's question, and that's all. Time's up, and I would like to close the presentation. Thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.